what's going on with this here.
I looked at it and I was like, all right, I don't know what else could go there.
Yeah. You,
And then they'll find a way to see. We've come a long way since a lot of housing and industrial development along this Plains River, which had zip. The original motion was to get it off.
Phil, would you straighten her out, please? You're closest. Phil, that's... Good evening. This is Planning Commission of the City of Lockport for February 4th, or 8th, I'm sorry. Would everyone please stand for a pledge to the flag? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We have a roll call vote, please, Kathy.
You got it. Wheeler. Here. Garland. Here. Maloney.
here.
Oxley.
Here.
Peters. Here. Likens.
Here.
And Duskin.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes of the January 11th meeting?
So moved.
Moved by Likens. Second by Garland. Any questions, comments? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. Okay, tonight we have a public hearing for an amendment to the Plan Unit Development Lockport Square. Kimberly? Do we have a motion to open the public hearing? So moved. Motion by Wheeler, second by
Second.
Maloney. All in favor by signifying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Kimberly?
Thank you, Chairman. The case before you this evening is case number 2021-015. The applicant, Jim Purinton, on behalf of Lockport Square LLC, is seeking approval of an amendment to planned commercial development of Lockport Square to allow a self-storage facility and additional monument sign, amendment to the preliminary development plan, and approval of final development plan for Lot 18 of Lockport Square. As the subject property is part of a planned commercial development, a self-storage facility is a special use within the C3 district. Staff is recognizing this final development plan as an amendment to the PUD, and an additional multi-unit monument sign is included with this amendment. The proposed development is located on Lot 18, which is at the south end of the Lockport Square development. The parcel is a unique parcel, having been platted without lot frontage and located behind retail lots. Lot 18 was not designated for specific retail development at the time of preliminary plan. The property is subject to Lockport Square Operating Easement Agreement, OEA. The applicant is, however, the owner and approval body of the OEA. The property is subject to city codes and approved agreements for Lockport Square. Staff has reviewed the development plans and finds two variances will need to be addressed under the amendment to PUD. A site plan is displayed on your monitor. A final site plan was submitted and shows that the proposed life storage facility development consists of a 3-story self-storage facility containing 847 indoor storage units and 28 heated garages, having a building footprint of about 47,500 square feet, and a separate single-story building with 22 garages having a footprint of about 12,700 square feet. A variance for maximum lot coverage from 30% to 48% is requested. This relates to the building coverage only. A variance for minimum landscape surface ratio from 30% to 15% is requested. This relates to the pervious surface. There is indirect access off of Edelman Drive and a driveway at the northeast corner. A 6-foot metal picket fence is proposed around the perimeter of the property with 2 internal entry gates to provide security to the site. An enclosure for trash dumpsters, is not specifically called out on the plan. However, containers will need to be enclosed. Sidewalks are not provided as the storage development is not within proximity to existing pedestrian points of Lockport Square. 10 parking spaces are provided, including 1 accessible space. Adequate parking has been provided. A final landscape plan is displayed on your monitor. A final landscape plan shows that the proposed landscaping is in substantial conformance. Staff recognizes that the development and site configuration warrant flexibility in applying the landscape standards. Based on the unique site conditions, having no frontage, visibility of the business and safe site access, the deviations are appropriate and not more than 25% from the requirements. Staff finds that the intent of the chapter has been met. Final elevations are displayed and are in conformance with city requirements. The main 3-story building has a typical building height of 34 feet 6 inches and a parapet height of 39 feet 6 inches. The building is comprised of brick, ephes, masonry stone banding, and metal panel. The west elevation has 17 overhead doors and the east elevation has 11 overhead doors. These doors are approximately 10 feet high. A second building on the site has a building height of 18 feet with 22 total 12-foot high overhead doors for larger recreational vehicles. These overhead doors are located on the east elevation of the building and will not be visible from Edelman Drive. The main building contains 63% Class 1 materials and 30% Class 2 materials. Horizontal banding is provided, and the single-story garage building matches the materials, color, and banding of the main building. Mechanical rooftop equipment is screened by parapet, having a total height of 39 feet 6 inches. The building design incorporates this parapet. A photometric plan was submitted and has been approved by engineering staff. All fixtures are fully cut off and shielded. Signage, an additional freestanding monument sign for multiple tenants was submitted. The sign is consistent with similar signs within Lockport Square. The additional signage constitutes a major amendment to the PUD. A freestanding monument sign for the proposed self-storage facility was included and is consistent with the surrounding development. Wall signage was illustrated on the elevation plans, is displayed on your monitor, and appears to be in compliance. Sign permits will be required at the time of sign construction. An updated engineering review was placed at each station prior to the meeting. The memo states that all remaining items have been addressed. The Lockport Township Fire Protection District has not made comment. The city's building official has reviewed the development plan and provided that sprinklers will be needed. And the city's police department reviewed the development plan and has requested that police access be granted into the gated areas of the development. Suggested motions are on your display monitor. Should the commission find the proposed development for a self-storage facility in Lockport Square, Lot 18, acceptable, the following updated motions are suggested and displayed on your monitor. A motion to adopt staff's findings to recommend approval of an amendment to the planned unit development of Lockport Square to allow a self-storage facility and additional monument sign with the following conditions of approval. 1, a separate sign permit for all proposed signage shall be submitted for review and approval. 2, trash containers shall be enclosed. 3, variance for maximum lot coverage from 30% to 48%. 4, a variance for minimum landscape surface from 30% to 15%. 5, police access shall be provided. And B, a motion to approve amendment to the preliminary development plan and final development plans for a storage facility in Lockport Square, Lot 18. This concludes staff's analysis.
Thank you, Kimberly. Is there anyone from the public who wishes to speak? Please come to the podium. Would you please state your name and address for the record?
My name is Jim Purinton.
And if, this is a public hearing, right? If I could have you raise your hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sonny.
My name is Jim Purinton with Janko Group. Our office is 2610 Lake Cook Road in Riverwoods, Illinois. Thank you for this evening. Kimberly does a great job on the physical aspects of it. I thought I'd just quickly talk about the client here, the tenant. Life Storage will be our contract manager for the facility, and they are a good company. They're a big company. They're fifth largest self-storage REIT in the U.S. They're publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange. Moody's and S&P have rated them as investment grade, so they're a good, viable company. The latest update I got is they have about 1,075 of these facilities in taking about 67 million square feet in 35 states. We have some prior experience with them. Down in New Lenox at I-80 and Gauger Road, next to Cherry Hill Industrial Park. We were co-developer of that project, where Life Storage was our property manager as well. That unit is a little smaller, but it's 750 units with ground level garages and RV garages like we have here. It opened in 2020, good year to open, right? But it's 70% full in no time. Life Storage liked it, and they have purchased it. That's what REITs often do. They don't want to be in the development business, but they like the cash flow. So Life Storage is now the owner of that one. That could happen here. It's no guarantee. From Lockport's point of view, and I think the mayor will be happy to hear this, Life Storage says, well, Lockport's a better market than New Lenox. There is more demand for self-storage in Lockport currently than there was when they did the New Lenox facility. They, of course, said, we'd love to be where you are in Lockport Square. Can you get us a site on 159th Street? And I said, I don't think so. So we talked them into this location, which, as you can see, Panduit's our southern neighbor, the industrial building's the other neighbor, and we're like almost a quarter mile off of Edelman Road, although there's a pond between us and Edelman. The driveway access there is kind of the service road for what was going to be the shopping center. And so you'll see the back of the car dealer if they ever get built. It'll be kind of an industrial access way. We talked them into it because, self-storage facilities are destination operations. They don't have drive-by customers. You don't get in a car to look for a sign and find out where it is. So they said, and today with GPS, in fact, you can rent a facility and never go in the office. You can get everything online and go rent your facility, whatever you want, your unit or your RV facility, and just literally drive in and use it. But they said, we'd like a couple of things that would help us out a lot. We need wayfinding and signage to help get us there. We'll probably have, I think, an Edelman Drive address, post office address, and so that's where people will want to go. They said, we really need some signage at Edelman and this service drive. So that's the special request, that there was no plans for this monument sign anywhere in the PUD previously. So that's the one addition that we have. There is a possibility of some other access here, but the only one that's guaranteed is by easement. There's a service drive access to Lot 18. This is the sign. It's identical to the sign that's on the Lot 7 multi-tenant building that we developed a number of years ago. There will be other signage. There is we put it up last year for Holiday Inn over at the middle of the center, where the center connects with 159th. There's this taller sign, and thank you to your community development director for getting it to look better than we had it. That has Holiday Inn on the top. That was pre-approved as part of the PUD. There's a similar one at Edelman and 159th, and that's the blank in here is for the car dealer. So we have to build this when the car dealer, we're obligated to build it when the car dealer opens. And so we're going to give Life Storage a panel on there. You don't need to approve that at this point, but they're going to get a signage out in Edelman and 159th, and then at the service road. The other wayfinding ability is it was designed with a higher parapet, different material, different color, high signage. So when you drive down the service road, you go, oh, that's where it is. That's where we have to go. And you'll find your way in that way. Also, when you get closer, the office is apparently where you ought to go. Plus, there's some gates, and you can't go too much farther. Just in terms of site plan, very quickly, Life Storage did their market study, and we did quite a bit of work and changes on the unit mix. The individual RV garages have been very, very popular. In fact, I think your city administrator has already decided he wanted one. Ben has said, I want one of those. So we have 22 of those in the western standalone building. They're basically 12 by 40 to fit the bigger facilities, and they're taller garage doors. And then the other one that's very popular is the immediately drive access, typical garages, 12 by 20s. And we've got 28 of those kind of attached to the building. It's not totally surrounded because of the grade differences, but we fit them in. And then inside the building, you basically come in the loading area, and there's access to the various units on each floor, and there are 2 elevators to take you up and down the floor. So it's one-way traffic through here. So you come past the office, there's a gate there, and then everything else is inside the gate, but it's wide aisles, and it basically allows large trucks if they need to come through. That's the idea of the one-way traffic. You can make the turns, and it does all the turning signals. So there's an exit gate over here on the upper right-hand side. So the only area you can get into unless you're a unit renter is the immediate area coming in from the drive and the parking area right in front of the garage. But the different size units and how many 5x5s and 10x5s and 10x15s was all decided by Life Storage. So it's their process, and they'll be renting it for us. And we're happy that what they did in New Lenox has been very successful, and we're looking for the same here. So that's the background on the operator. They're a good operator. I can tell you firsthand experience.
Thank you much, Jim.
We have our architect and our civil engineer here for any other further questions.
Thank you very much. Any questions or comments?
Do you see that?
What's their initial firm term, and how many options do they have, year-wise?
The management term?
Yeah, their initial term.
You know what? I think it's 10 years. We haven't gotten there yet, but I think the one in New Lenox, we're just using the same document. I think it's 10 years.
Okay.
No questions, comments? Phil, or I see you have a second engineering review. You're all pretty much good?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. All right. Motion to close the public hearing. Oh, Bill?
A comment. Obviously, the office is going to need plumbing hookups. Does the city have a water main and a sanitary sewer in that proximity, or is the city going to have to run it from somewhere else?
No, it's all in Lockport Square. It's literally in the back of the, what's lot 13.
So the water and sewer is all in close proximity?
Yes.
Okay. So there won't be any burden on the city to bring it there from somewhere else? No? Okay. Thank
We're
you.
tapping it in and bringing it on. Also, the storm sewer is also there as well. I mean,
It's right
it
next to the
drains into the
detention
pond.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's actually a pipe in the ground today. Right?
There's a sanitary service stub to that lot.
Sanitary service stuff.
Yeah, stub, yes.
Water main is adjacent.
Okay. A motion to close the public hearing? Moved by Garland,
Second.
second by Peters. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. What's your pleasure? We need a motion.
I'm not going to say anything.
Flip coins, or what do we do? Chair, I'll make a motion to adopt staff's findings to recommend approval of an amendment to the planned unit development of Lockport Square to allow a self-storage facility and additional monument sign with the following conditions of approval. 1 through 5 is listed by staff. Okay. Do we have a second to that motion?
I'll second.
Second by Maloney. Roll call vote, please.
Wheeler.
Yes.
Garland.
Yes.
Maloney.
Yes.
Axley.
Yes.
Peters.
Yes.
Likens.
Yes.
Deskin.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Okay, the second motion for B.
Chairman, I'll make the second motion to approve amendment to the preliminary development plan and final development plans for a self-storage facility in Lockport Square, Lot 18.
Thank you very much. Do we have a second?
second by Garland. Any question, discussion? Hearing none, we'll roll call vote, please.
You got it. Wheeler.
Yes.
Garland. Yes. Maloney.
Yes.
Axley.
Yes.
Peters.
Yes.
Likens.
Yes.
Deskin.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much. This will go before city council when, Kimberly?
Second?
March 2nd?
Committee of the Whole on March 2nd.
March 2nd. 7 PM in this room. Thank you very much. Okay, new business. Do we have any new business? There's tomorrow night, we have a,
Yes, tomorrow night there is a public
Open house.
meeting, open meeting, open
Open house.
open house for the Chevron recommendation by Santec.
that's at 7 PM, 7 to 8
7 p.m.
in the gym at Lockport Square, or Central Square. Okay?
And just as an update, for the commissioners who were recently appointed, the Attorney General's office has updated their website. So if you have not taken the open meetings training since you've been appointed, because their website was, out for a year and a half, it's available. So you would have received an email from Donna Taddy, the Deputy City Clerk, that you need to take the Open Meetings Act training. If you've already taken it, you don't have to take it again. You were on which zoning board? You need to take it over again here, because you're newly appointed here. Yep.
Yeah, will there be a link for that, or?
Yeah, you should have gotten a memo, but I will make sure that you get it.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
I think it's just Commissioner Peters and Commissioner Garland.
Anything under old business? Anyone from the public wish to speak? Chairman's report, we have none except the meeting tomorrow night, which Sonny covered. Staff, Lance, you got anything to tell us?
No.
It took a long time to get that out of you there. Do we have a motion to adjourn? Moved by Garland,
Second.
second by Peters. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Good night. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming.